No.
All right, boys. Well, we're recapping week 4. Vols traveled to Gainesville, and I fell asleep right before halftime. What happened? Did Vols came out on top? Right, we're back. Is that what happened?
Oh, that's a funny joke.
It's not a joke, Kyle. Tennessee
I,
falls to Florida, 38-14. Gets shut out in the second half. Looked good for about a half a quarter, I guess, and it all fell apart. What do you guys think? What went wrong for the Vols down in Gainesville?
we played Florida. That's what went wrong.
Chris, I do want to apologize. I didn't believe you, but it was true.
I, I, I think I was the one who ended up getting his hopes up the most.
At the
Yeah.
end there, you did, yeah.
By the end of it, at halftime, I was thinking, our adjustments have been pretty good all year. Oh, surely we'll continue to hit the deep ball. Surely something will happen.
Didn't you say that right before halftime as well? Like, oh, we make the best halftime adjustments.
Might have, I don't remember.
Somebody
I mean,
did.
play calling out our first offensive drive was the play calling was fine out of the half.
Play calling was great all game long.
Was it though? Like I
I
keep
don't know.
hearing people say this. Like,
Defend your position that it was not good play calling, Matt.
we didn't execute the plays. I mean,
No, Matt.
No, we didn't catch it. Like they were open.
I do think
And
one.
Are you saying it's a bad play call because Heupel should have known that our receivers suck and would drop it?
Okay, no.
Call pass play?
One thing I did notice though was that at the beginning of the game, like we were putting a tight end and I don't know if we have actual fullbacks, but we were lining up with an H back a lot of those running downs, and I think that really helped us to start the game. But you didn't really see that too much in the second half. So if I had one gripe about play calling, it would probably be that. But other than that, I mean, I guess it was okay.
Do you have the stats, Matt? I'm curious what our run pass split was in the second half.
I've got them saved here. Let me pull them up real quick.
I feel like we abandoned the run after Cooper went out. That I could just be imagining that.
I mean, it feels like it, but we just this issue with us and going 3 and out in like 30 seconds. It's got to stop. Like our defense, we don't have the depth to stay in SEC football games if we keep doing that 4 and 5 times a game. Like, just don't have it.
I agree with you, but it's like that's just his offense. Like he's not going to change his offensive scheme to match our lack of depth. Like you're just going to get through it.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
that's one thing I got for. I was thinking, I was like, I got the stats pulled up here, but where was that one I wrote down? Oh yeah, so 2 straight bad snaps late in the second quarter ended our drives on third down, so that killed us. So here it is. With 5 minutes left in the second quarter, we had the ball on offense. Our time of possession on offense with 5 minutes in the second quarter was 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Oh my gosh! Like,
Yeah, but I mean, we had scored 2 touchdowns, so I don't know that that's necessarily a bad.
and
Yeah.
we did leave.
I'll take the
points
trade,
on
Matt.
Yeah, we left points on the field there at the end of the second half or first half, but I think the offense can't rely on tempo alone. Like, if we're getting guys open, like we're saying we are, if we're, making the right play calls, it's just not working. That's fine, but your defense is suffering because it's not working. So, I would like to see them slow down just a tad.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Peyton and Eli thing Monday when Saban was on and essentially told the world that hurry up offense is the hardest thing to defend?
Yeah.
I think that was,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you see the defense line up, they are kind of still looking, and it's pretty certain they don't even have a play call. They're just winging it when we do play most of the times. But I mean, it would be great if we had depth at the defensive line, but we don't. And those guys, the pass rush just completely dies in the second half. Heck, even to start there at the end of the second quarter, and we're not going to survive SEC play like that.
Well, even with Joe Milton's last series where he had 5 overthrows and 6 passes, like all of those were open. Like he easily could have completed all of those.
Yeah.
So they're getting open.
I think down the line, the goal is going to be getting 3 to 4 stops a game. I think that's what they're trying to condition the whole program to be. Is they anticipate that they're going to be scoring 40-plus points a game.
I did look up, and this was Heupel's most lopsided loss of his head coaching career. I don't know if I was surprised by that, but 14 points, that's the fewest points he's ever scored as a head coach.
Give me a V.
Hell. So another thing, I'm going to admit I was completely wrong about the Joe Milton Hendon Hooker situation. Anybody else want to take back their comments from last week?
I don't remember, Matt. What were those comments?
Joe Milton's the only person that can lead us to a victory, I think. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about that. What did we see from Joe Miltano?
Oh, man.
And the worst shovel pass I've ever seen.
It was 8 yards to the side of him.
I don't even know a comparison in sports to what he does. It's like me teeing off at a golf course. Yeah, I hit it 300 yards, but 150 of them are, to the left or the right. And then, oh my God, the guy is so bad. There's no chance at redemption for him, is there?
No.
Unless you put him in there as kind of a red zone.
No, we need to put him in there at linebacker. The guy is built like a linebacker. That's the same thing we did to CJ League back in 2002.
But he doesn't like to hit. I don't think.
Yes, apparently his phobia is being touched. He doesn't like it. It gives him hives and he cries.
What? We went out and got Howie Mandel from Michigan to be our quarterback.
Kind of.
Oh gosh, that's awesome. All right.
Wow.
No turnovers by the Vols, though. That was nice to see.
Yeah.
Especially with how quick the offense is going.
What did you think of Hooker? He's clearly the guy going forward, right?
I think he did a better job than I thought he would. But
yeah,
he's an average SEC quarterback, I guess. I mean, that's his ceiling.
Well, obviously, but he's the best option. I think it's obviously. I think he's our one, and maybe Bailey might need to be our 2, even though everybody hates him.
Might need to be.
Well, that will be interesting once we get to Missouri talk.
The thing I would like to see from Hooker, it's he bails out of the pocket. It seems so early, and then he doesn't keep his eyes downfield. So as soon as he feels any pressure, the play is over.
That's one thing I wrote down was that a lot of the passing plays break down before the receivers can really even get into their routes. And I don't think that's necessarily to blame on the offensive line. It's just pressure coming. So. I did notice that on my rewatch of it, but what do you guys think? Penalties still too many, or is that an okay number for
way too
going too quick with this offense?
I mean, what was the drive that pretty much ended the game? A 4th and 2 turned it into a punt, like we were in plus territory. 4th and 2 was it a false start? and then something else, and that pretty much ended any real chance of us winning the game.
Well, that was just a false start, and I'm going to criticize Heupel on that one. We're 4th and 7. What were we down 10 maybe at that point?
Something like that, yeah.
And then he punted it. I feel like you just have to go for it there, regardless of what just happened.
Well, what was the one we also said that it was like 4th and 27? He said, well, you kind of have to go for this if you have any intention of winning.
That was late, very
That
late.
was late. Okay. Memories are already starting to cloud.
I have a question. What Tennessee running back, do you think of when you think of fumbles? There's one name. Who is it?
Arian Foster.
Arian Foster. What Tennessee defender do you think of when you think of boneheaded penalties?
What's his name?
Barnett.
Jeremy
No.
Banks.
Jeremy
no.
Banks. Thank you.
Oh, well.
Another one. Like,
Yeah.
he got one on 3rd down that gave him a first down. Like, gosh, man.
They don't have anyone.
I mean, he looks a lot quicker this year. I think he does a good job, but gosh, he just can't cut out the boneheaded mistakes. Like,
Boneheaded is a real nice word.
yeah, okay. So completely wrong about Joe Milton. So you guys say Heupel should not adjust his philosophy to accommodate our roster, our depleted defensive depth.
Okay, I'm going to hedge a little bit. Like, I'm okay if they want to slow down from time to time, but, like, I don't blame them for trying to go fast. I mean, like, if you go 3 and out, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. You slowing down 10 seconds per play doesn't really give your defense crazy amount of rest, more so. But, I mean, I think, what was the game? We did slow down some, maybe the Pittsburgh game. So, I mean,
It felt like we went really slow in Florida.
I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. When we wanted to hurry up, I guess we were. But, yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, I guess.
Hey, has Jalen Hyatt caught a pass past the line of scrimmage?
If he has, I can't remember.
don't know.
I think he might have had one against Bowling Green.
Yeah, the one down the sideline or
Boy,
something.
that little screen pass they ran to him, that was a nice little play. Hope to see
I like
that
the
again.
play. Also, shout out to Bowling Green for boosting our RPI.
Go!
So Jalen Hyatt's long on the year is 30, so I would guess he caught that downfield. Don't know when, but yeah. All right, what else we got about Florida? I guess defensive performance. Are you satisfied or? No? What? Is that a bad question? What?
No, we're just terrible. Not satisfied with anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
I think what the Florida game has taught me is that we hate to say this because it's like not year 4, but it's like coach 4 of us saying this, is like, this isn't year 1. It might not even be at year 0. It's like year -2. You know, like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, we don't even have a full roster to begin with. And then, like, we have injuries. Like, it's just insane. I don't even know what to think. Like, yeah, the defense did okay, but for what they are. But what they are is awful.
I think my biggest takeaway from the Florida game is that we just don't have any good players.
Yep.
And on one hand, I'm like, okay, well, the play calling was pretty good at times, so maybe that's encouraging, but it's also extremely discouraging because I don't have any faith that we're going to get good players, so I don't really know where that leaves us.
You don't think Papa Hype is going to just nail that transfer portal this offseason? You don't think we're just going to be lining our pockets with JUCOs?
Well, yeah, but they probably will suck. I mean,
there you go.
That was.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just say at least our best players are transfers, and they're not like Pruitt players.
Are we really gonna do? Whoa!
My two defensive
Thought that was a
takeaways
bat.
was Byron Young didn't even notice him. Disappointing to see that. And too much zone coverage. Like, there were way too many times in that game where Emory Jones just drop it in between 4 and 5 defenders. And it's like, oh my gosh, guys, get out of the zone every now and then.
Would you rather see us get burned